Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning. I do apologize. We'll just wait for a few more seconds, so you could get yourself settled, get some notepads, some pens, and so you could definitely take some exciting notes. But at the same time, it's a good opportunity for you to introduce yourself. What type of business do you have? How's your sales strategy? Um, and at the same time, what type of industry are you in at this present moment? We'll just wait for a few more seconds. Also, some general housekeeping items. This is a recorded webinar, so all participants will be receiving today's presentation. So if there's any questions in today's webinar, I strongly encourage you to put them in the Q&A, and I'm more than happy to moderate them on your behalf. Okay. And all participants will be receiving today's presentation. So in case you have to step out, answer a phone call, we'll be more than happy to provide you the necessary information. Okay. And then just give it a few more seconds. Okay. All right. Hey, Claudia, how are you? Thank you for attending today's webinar. So let me go ahead and get started. So once again, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. My name is Jesus Padilla. I am the Manager of Administrative Services here at the Florida SBDC at FIU under the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program. So we're going to get started in regards what is the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program, and also introduce to you some of our esteemed partners that are under the Miami-Dade program, Miami-Dade Business Navigator program. So a brief description of what is the Navigator program is funded through a cooperative agreement through the U.S. Small Business Administration. It was established in part of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. It uses the community navigator approach to assist you, the small business owners, in the economic recovery. This program is comprised as a lead hub. In this one, it is the Florida SBDC at FIU, and along working with a network of spoke organizations that deploy community advocates to work with small businesses. The overall goal is simple, is to once again assist you, the small business owners, that is focused on businesses owned by veterans, women, as well as socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. In addition, with the Florida SBDC at FIU, we have 6 great partners working together. We have Ascendis, Branches, the EDC of South Miami-Dade, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Prospera, and Startup FIU Procurement. In addition, we have Steve Armin from Branches, and he'll be discussing a little bit more of Branches and of services that they could assist you. Steve?
Thank you, Jesus. Good morning to all my fellow panelists. Such an opportunity to be here today, and I'm really grateful for that, Jesus. I'm also really grateful to be able to share a little bit about Branches with our participants today. So I also want to join in welcoming everyone. This is an incredible presentation being done for everyone today, and it's obviously focused on literally the key to success in business, right? The ability to convert what you do, your products, your services, into actual sales. So at Branches, we are actually a division of a department in Branches. We have a micro business program, which is a full service business support entity within Branches itself. And we have both an incubator, and recently we just launched what we call our e-lab. It's an entrepreneurship lab, and that one is designed particularly for businesses that are pre-startup or in the basically the phase of starting up their business. The incubator is for businesses that have already started and are looking to grow and to build sustainably. So at Branches, we use what we call business-centered design as the platform upon which we we are able to deliver on all of our services. And business-centered design simply means that we meet the business as and where they are in their life cycle. So when I say we're full service, I also what I mean is that we take you through a continuum or a progression of development that leads to, at the end of it, business transformation. So we actually start with knowledge, because we believe that for you to be able to grow beyond where you are, you do have to acquire knowledge about things that you do not know already. And, to elevate knowledge and to convert knowledge, most of the times you have to develop skills that are related to that knowledge. And what we do is that there is a skills component to what we provide. And at the end of that continuum, there is what we call our micro grant resourcing. So to give you an example, for people that go through the accounting training that we provide, that's the knowledge part of it. We'll actually provide you with training on, say, something like QuickBooks. That's where you develop the skills, the ability to use a tool that's aligned to your accounting. And for those participants in our program that complete the whole thing, we would provide you with a micro grant for online QuickBooks for 1 year. And that's just one example of how we take you from knowledge to skills to resourcing. And hopefully, now that you have the ability to use QuickBooks and you actually have it, the business transformation is a stronger and a better accounting system for your business. And of course, the benefits that can be derived from that business transformation. So just to let you guys know, we do this through through modes of training. We provide webinars, we provide in-person events, and we've just added another layer to the way we train and upskill people, and that's with our online courses, right? Which are courses on business topics related to developmental areas of businesses considered to be necessary for success. So it's highly specific, highly targeted, but these are courses that you can do online and in your spare time. Recently, what we've done is we've really focused how we help businesses with a layer of what we call our digital transformation program. That begins next month on the 18th of August. And it's a 6-part in-person event training. It's highly specific, highly practical workshops that allow you to transform from a problem into a solution on that very day. So you have 6 events comprising of the initial phase of the digital transformation program, beginning on August 18th, and everyone is invited. And we do have a close-off date at the end of in the month of December, right? So that's the big news in terms of what's coming up. We do have a calendar of all of our training and events from August to December. That's going to be available from next week, when the website for our program goes live, and we've also created an app. It's called B1. As for some of you who know, who's associated with branches, you're already a part of that community. It's how we network with our businesses, and we build bridges through B1. We connect businesses to suppliers, businesses to support agencies, businesses to funders and loan providers that can assist them with accessing capital. But most importantly, we provide businesses with the opportunity to do business with other businesses and support each other in the continuum of their success. That has been converted on a technology platform as well, and it's going to be it's called B1, right? And the acronym, just to remind people, It's branches encourages one network for everyone. That app goes live in August. And just to let you know, it's going to be almost like our own very, very local to the Miami-Dade community. It's so, almost like our own like our very own LinkedIn, right? So we do invite everyone to take advantage of the app, right? It's going to be free. And it's also designed to allow our partners like Florida at SBDC at FIU, Ascendas, Prospera, and all of the others that Jesus would have mentioned, and that's on the slide now, to actually be a part of the app, to have their groups within the app, and to be able to connect with you directly. So guys, that's just in a nutshell, a little bit about branches. We do encourage you that if you believe that you can benefit from our services, right, please reach out to us and we'd be happy to engage you. There's no criteria to enter into our program. The gates are wide open, right? And we're happy to help everyone. So Jesus, thank you so much for the opportunity to say a little bit about branches, and I turn it back over to you.
No problem. Thank you, Steve. And also, some of the workshops that Steve mentioned starting in the first weeks of August, that will be also included on the email with today's presentation, the YouTube link as well, along with some of the exciting events that Startup FIU has in the first few weeks of August, which also will be in the chat as well. So allow me to introduce you to Clementina Valladares, as she is from Startup FIU Procurement.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Rosaline.
Hi.
Good morning, the rest of our partners. It's been a pleasure. It is a pleasure to be part of this, the Business Navigator program. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Startup FIU Procurement, known also as the Startup FIU Local. We provide services to small business. We deliver our services through different programmings, and our programs are focused mainly to prepare the business with their skills, with the necessary skills to increase their business revenue. Okay, so our focus is to prepare you to growth economic wise. You know, how do we do that? By providing our programs are targeted in different business areas. You know, the business strategy, how to manage your financials, your business financials, the digital portions of the business. We live in a world with very technology advanced, it's very important for every business to have presence, digital presence, because nowadays, you know, the business environment has changed completely. So it's very important to have that presence in, you know, the digital channels. So we prepare you through programs, through incubators program, through workshops, through accelerators program in areas of marketing, finance, business strategy. I always tell the businesses, if I give you $1 million, will you be ready to manage that $1 million in your business? Are you ready to turn that $1 million into revenue and growth in your business? And the question is critical, because if you do not have the necessary skill and the different business fundamentals, you will not know what to do with the $1 million. So we prepare you to manage your access to grow the business. Upcoming program we will be having in August, we start the Bank of America Boot Camp, August 15th through the 21st. This is a boot camp focus for business that are in retailer and food. So if you have retailer products that you sell and shelf, or if you have a food business, then this boot camp is for you. In September, we will also have another boot camp focused to those businesses that are interesting to procure with government. So we will get you through the boot camp to be ready to procure with the government. Okay, so we will give you the skills that you need to know in order to be ready and do business with the government. August 8th, we will have a workshop that is focused on Meta, how to increase your business in the Meta Facebook. How can you increase your business aware? I mean, to be, to strengthen the presence in the digital using Meta. Okay, and we also have two programs. One focused on those businesses that are ready to scale, which is the incubator program. The focus in two main areas, and we have another program for those businesses that are starting. For the business that are in the introduction stage of the business and is becoming the CEO of your business. So all of this information you will have, through our, we will sharing with Jesus to share with you. And I will also be putting information on the chat, and, follow us, and you'll be, always on top of the news, what's news coming with our program.
Thank you, Clementina. So then at the same time, if you're looking for capital, we have Ascendus. If you're trying to do business over in south part of the county, the EDC can assist you. If you're looking for network opportunities and your business is looking at north part of the county, the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce can assist you. And then at the same time, Prospera has assistance for any Hispanic owned entrepreneurs to grow their business as well. So all of these 7 organizations are able to assist you, once again, at no cost for your business needs and growth. So once again, the overall focus is to create that local community navigator approach for businesses are physically located here in Miami-Dade County in the 3 different pillars: consulting, mentoring, and training. If your business is located outside of Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade, Monroe County, feel free to send us an email, and I'll be more than happy to connect you with your respected local small business resource partner. This is a good opportunity for you to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, where not only today's webinar, but also previous webinars that has been already recorded. It's a great library to enhance those conversations when you're interested to meet with our business consultants, as well as follow us on our social media channels, as that is where all of our workshops from our 6 spokes, along with the Florida SBDC, providing those necessary tools for your business needs. And now it's with great pleasure to introduce you to Rosalind Rice. She is a marketing consultant in today's webinar. So Rosalind, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Jesus. Good morning, everyone. It is so great to be here with you. I want to just dive right in as we talk about building sales confidence. And one of the top reasons that many business owners feel like they might struggle with selling is really because of their mindset. It starts with the way that we envision what a salesperson is. And I want you to think back to when you've reacted or interacted with a salesperson. How was that experience? Did it feel transactional? Did it feel pushy? Did it feel intimidating? Many times we might think, oh my goodness, it was a bit too pushy. I think about when I went and I listened to one of those timeshare sales presentation, man, it was pushy. Sometimes we might feel it's a little shady. Sometimes we have a great experience, or we might feel like someone is just trying to take advantage of us. And so many times I will hear entrepreneurs say, oh, I don't want to be pushy. when I'm selling my products, or I don't want to be too salesy. And so I want you to think about how much your mindset matters. This class is all about changing that mindset and helping you to have confidence. I want you to think about the amount of time, energy, resources that you've spent in, for some of you, designing your own products, maybe curating the assortment that you have within maybe your store or your online store. Imagine the disservice it is to those potential customers when you don't tell them about what it is that you are able to provide. Also today, we're going to talk about closing the sale. This is one of the hardest things to do in the sales process. I'm going to be completely honest, but it is something that we can learn and build confidence in. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to provide these tips for you to be able to go into your next sales interaction and have incredible confidence, whether you're selling a product or you're selling a service. Selling is essential. Listen, if you're in business, you have to sell not only your products and services, you have to sell yourself, sell your company. It is something that you're doing. It's a rinse and repeat in regards to business. But I want you to think about selling is not just about convincing clients to buy your product or your service. Selling at its core is about building a relationship and trust, especially in 2023 when the marketplace is so very noisy. So it's all about telling those consumers what is the value that you are providing for them. The moment I learned this personally on my sales journey, it changed everything. When I realized that what I was selling was truly a solution to someone's problem, just like this woman here on the screen who is laughing and like exuberant in her spirit, it changes everything to know that you're providing a solution to someone's problems. So you might be wondering, who am I? I am a woman that just remains curious in my world. And this has really helped accelerate me. I spent 25 years in retail at a corporate level. And a lot of that was spent just diving into numbers, diving into data, remaining curious. What are customers asking for? I've been a part of some of the top name brands in the world, honestly. And so my job with the Navigator program is to help you keep profiting your business. That is what fuels me, gets me up every morning. And so you'll hear me talk about remaining curious, but my name is Rosalind Rice. But let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. It is about a selling mindset. It is also I want to talk to you about the customer purchasing journey, because many times we don't even think about the journey that customers are on to find us. So we'll talk about that. And then we'll also talk about ways to overcome rejection. That's a part of selling as well. So it's time to change. Yeah. Did someone say something? Okay. Maybe that was just me. All right. So I want you to think about the changing of your mindset. If you've spent time understanding who your target audience is and who you want to create these products and services for, remember I said it's a disservice not to tell them about the value that you have. So let me give you an example. There is a business owner and she has a skin studio and she has these retail products. So think about when you go and maybe go and get your hair done, they have different hair products. Well, for this, there's different retail products when you get your facials in this skin studio. And so people come in the door and they have many times some type of problem, compromised skin. Maybe it's acne, maybe it's dry skin, maybe they want to get rid of some of the wrinkles. And you think about these clients are going to go and buy products no matter what. They're going to buy their cleansers and their moisturizers and their sunscreen somewhere. And this business owner has all of these products in her store. So imagine someone is starting, like this woman on the left, to have this acne and she's not really sure how she gets rid of it. That's the pain point. That's the problem, right? She has this acne. And so can you imagine if the business owner, after she does her facial, does not tell her about all the products that can help her with this problem of acne? It is important that we realize that the problem has a solution and our businesses are matching that problem with a solution. So let me tell you how this changed in real time. This was actually one of my clients. And when I went in, I noticed that the sales team kept saying retail products, retail products. And I said, what if we think differently? What if we change our mindset? These are not retail products. These are retail solutions. And as I walked them through that, let me tell you, this business owner had an 18% increase in her sales just by with every single interaction with clients, talking about the retail solutions that she had within her skin studio. Selling at its core is about relationship and trust, but it truly is persuading, convincing, or influencing someone to give you money for what you are offering, right? To give you money. So many times we might be out there with family and friends and doing it, at minimal cost. No, someone's giving you money for what you are offering. A sales transaction can feel one-sided, but it really isn't. Let's change our mindset about that. It's not that you're just trying to get some money from someone. Remember, selling is about relationships. You're providing a product or a service that is solving their problem. And yes, there are people who will go into environments and have impulse buys. I think about when you're in Old Navy and you have to snake through all these different products. It is there to make you do an impulse buy. But for the majority of us, we are solving someone's problem. I want to give you another example. Think about if you had a pet grooming business and it was mobile. And for this customer, it's not about just getting that animal clean, but it is about saving that homeowner or that pet owner time and money. You're conveniently pulling up to their front door, taking their precious little pet, cleaning them up, putting a sweet little bow on them, making sure that they got their little fragrance on. And so the value that you're providing is they get time back in their day. They get to save the energy of doing it themselves. And that's what you want to talk about. You want to talk about what is the value, not necessarily what you do. Yes, you're a pet groomer, but talk about how you're going to provide value. Now, as we are talking about mindset, I want us to also think about the journey that potential clients are on to find our different products. Each of our customers, and I would encourage each of you to really think about how you segment out your customers, right? So our customers come to us and they have many different attributes. It's important for you to segment out how those customers are interacting with you. So using the example of the skin studio, she has her acne customers, that's one segment. She has her anti-aging customers, that's another segment. She have those customers that come to her just for special events, maybe it's a wedding or a prom and they want to brighten their skin, that's another segment. And then there are those that have dry skin, right? So the more that you can segment out your customers, the more you're able to be more effective at communicating with them, because they all have different needs and different pain points. So it's important to segment out your customers. But once you do that, understanding the journey that they are on is going to help you build confidence. And if you don't know how to segment out your customers, that is a great place for you to be able to talk with one of our consultants, because we are more than willing to help you with that. So here's the customer purchasing journey. There's 5 different stages, and I want to talk about what you kind of do in each stages or stage, or what the customer is going through. So the first one is an awareness. Oh my goodness, I have this problem. I look and using the skin studio and it's like, oh my goodness, what's happening with my skin? It's changing, it's getting dry. I have these blotchy, spots on it. This is when the awareness phase is when they recognize that there is a problem. And what do most people do? They go to Google. 92% of all customers are going to start a search on Google in 2023. So it's very important that you have a Google My Business page, whether you have a product or a service. Google offers you a free opportunity to have your business listed on google.com. So you can go to google.com/business and start the process. It's very user-friendly to set up your Google business listing. If you don't have that, let me tell you, the awareness phase is where they start Googling, you know, a Thai restaurant near me or a florist near me. So you want to be on Google. The awareness phase is where you as a business owner really want to focus on educating clients, potential clients, on what it is that the ways that you provide value. So maybe it is that you have a YouTube channel, which I want to let you know, YouTube is owned by Google, and YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So many business owners will have a YouTube channel, or you have a website where, if let's say if you have a service-based business, maybe you have a case study so someone can understand what type of way that you can help them. In the awareness phase as a business owner, this is the perfect time to utilize networking. Maybe you're a part of a chamber or a professional organization, obviously using Google, using social media, creating reels. Maybe you're demoing your product, or if you're selling t-shirts, you're showing just how comfortable they are. Everything in this phase is about building visibility for your business. You always want to make sure there's a strong call to action. You might be thinking, what is that? You want to let consumers know, what do you want them to do? So many times I see business owners are posting, me included, but what do you want them to do? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to tag a friend? Do you want them to share it on their storyline? Do you want them to enroll in a class? Do you want, if you have a nonprofit, do you want them to donate? Make sure with every single post, you are telling your potential consumer what you want them to do. So number one, the awareness phase. So think about someone has an AC that breaks. We've been under all these heat alerts. The first place they're going to go to find someone in AC, either they're going to ask a neighbor or a friend. They might go on the Nextdoor app. That's a great place for business owners to advertise, or they're going to start looking at Google. Then the second phase is the consideration phase. This is all about comparison. This is where they start evaluating different alternatives. The customer identifies, okay, this is what I need. They're looking at different features, different prices, different websites. The buyer is now much more inclined to want to buy something because they know, oh my goodness, there's a solution for my problem. So this is where you really want to provide social proof. What do I mean by that? This is a great place on your Google business page to make sure that you have your most recent Google reviews. If you're on Yelp, you want to have Yelp reviews. This provides social proof so that that person that's in the consideration phase will understand, oh, wait, there's other people that trust them, so should I. So think about, if you're hot and you're looking for an AC company, you're going to go through this journey really fast. So the time that each of our potential clients are going through this journey, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 2 months. It just depends. But then the next phase is the purchase. This is the exciting phase, right? They make the decision, they've been aware, they've considered, they've evaluated different options, and now it's all about purchasing. So in this, they're really deciding, this is the vendor that I want to go with. My advice to you in really building sales confidence, make it easy for people to do business with you. What do I mean by that? Optimize your digital capabilities. Allow people to be able to maybe possibly shop online or easily find your retail store. If you're doing virtual, any type of virtual, if you're maybe a life coach and you're doing virtual, let them know that you're available virtually. Also, if they're deciding to buy, consider Afterpay. This is a huge trending payment option where people are able to make partial payments. You want to make sure that you're mitigating any obstacles someone might have going through the purchasing process. You don't want them to abandon the shopping cart because you've made it so complex for them to buy from you. So if you're working with someone one-on-one, you want to make sure that this is the part where you're closing the sale effectively. Ask. I can't tell you how many times people will just inform me about what they do. I'm asking questions, they're asking me questions, and they inform me about what they do, but then they never ask if I'm ready to make the purchase. Don't forget to ask. I remember I just bought a book that I read in like 24 hours. And when I received the book, it had a cute little bookmark. It was a great surprise and delight. So make sure as you're closing that sale that there is a wonderful way in which you are packaging that, because you want that customer to return to you. And make sure your shopping site, hands down, is mobile friendly. All right. So they've made the purchase, and then the post purchase. The post purchase is what will take it from being transactional into an experience. And this is many times what many people will just gloss over. You want to make sure that they experience your brand, your product, your service. And there's so many different ways to surprise and delight. Let's use the skin studio. After that person comes in, has a facial, text them the next day, hey, how is your skin doing? That goes from taking that into being transactional into being an experience, like, wow, they really care about how my skin is. This is a great time to ask about feedback or reviews. If someone says, oh my gosh, my skin feels amazing, hey, send them that link to your Google page and say, can you please leave a 5-star review so that other people can experience and find us just like you did. This is where you want to follow up with your customer, because you want them to be a repeat consumer. Just to give you a little bit of facts in regards to repeat clients, it is much easier to do business with someone who has already done business with you than for you to acquire a new client. So you want to make sure that you have a seamless process. You want to make sure when you're packaging that product, provide something so that they know how to get back in touch with you. Maybe it's a QR code, maybe it's a sticker that has your social media. You want them to be able to, if they bought something and it runs out, they automatically know how to reorder that product, right? That's about that sales confidence, that it's already turnkey. Maybe you provide a discount for them to come back and shop with you. And then the last phase is about the loyalty and advocacy stage. This is where you want people to come evangelist about your product or your service. I want you to understand that as you go through this journey, this customer goes through this journey, it is not linear. They can be in more than one phase at the same time. I know that seems hard to understand, but you want them to, tell them like, hey, can you give a word of mouth referral if you know anyone else who's dealing with this situation? So another way for you to interact with your customers, you got them all the way through the journey, I will say absolutely is an email list. Email marketing is so important. And this is an important way for you to build confidence, because remember, you've already segmented out your different clientele base, and now you're talking to them, and you're talking to them on a regular basis. Emails are one of the most effective ways to keep your leads warm. You can build confidence by building an effective email campaign. And this is a great area where if you need to speak with a consultant, please, at the end, there'll be a QR code, but cultivate an email list. You want to make sure that everyone that you're engaging with, whether you're showing up at festivals or pop-up events or online, that you have them a part of a database, or you will hear a CRM. You want to be able to email with them. I'm telling you, every single person that you interact with, even your consultant, put them on your email list. Each subscriber to your email list can be a potential client. Whenever you're sending out an email, again, you want to make sure there's a call to action. Maybe there's a link to your website. Maybe you want them to share the email with someone else. Maybe you want them to register for a class or buy something. You can also use, if you have your website up, you can use a lead magnet, something that is of high value that along the journey is going to help them decide you to be their vendor of choice. And so what do I mean by that? I'll give an example. In the world of AI, I just discovered this trainer about AI and different prompts you can use with ChatGPT. Well, one of his lead magnets that he put up on his website. So you go on his website and this pop-up comes where it says, get free ChatGPT prompts to make you more effective at using AI. Well, he had me immediately with that. And so I put in my information, my name, my email, and immediately when I do that, I am saying I am giving him the opportunity to interact with me via email because I want this lead magnet. And so this high value tool that he provided, it was something that he just did on Canva. But let me tell you, it is phenomenal. So maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's a blog, maybe it's a list of resources, maybe it's a link to other books or whatever it might be, a checklist, a resource guide. Those are lead magnets that you can put on your website that can help you start to build your email list. And you're going to understand why. When you start building your email list and someone is in that awareness phase or the consideration phase, it will help them move further along their journey much quicker. So here are a few examples of how you can use an email campaign. Again, a blog post, resources, ask them to follow you on social media. After someone interacts with you, you can send an email, and all of this can be automated that says, hey, I'm glad that you trusted us with your business, and please follow us on social media and become a part of our community. Maybe you send them an email demoing your product. Maybe you're in entertainment and you have a little sizzle reel so someone can understand the type of entertainment you're providing. Maybe you have different tips or solutions. For instance, if you're an insurance agent, you're providing tips on how to secure your home during the hurricane. I want to tell you, in an email campaign, every email is not about selling. Let me repeat that. Every email is not about selling. It's a give and gain, give and gain. So think about 80-20. 80% of the time you're giving something, giving information, giving resources. And then 20% of the time you're coming in saying, hey, buy this product, buy this service. You can also email with customer testimonials. Maybe you have a reel, or maybe you have a review. You can put that into a part of your email campaign. Also, frequently asked questions. If you feel that there's a lot of people calling in or emailing certain questions, just put an email out there to your community. So I want to show you how this works out in real time. And again, building confidence in the sales process. You have this email list, you're providing a lead magnet, you're making sure there's a strong call to action. So imagine you have 1,000 subscribers, and this is on average how many of those subscribers can actually convert into consumers. It's only about 2%. So that's why the larger your email list, the more beneficial it is for you. So if you have 1,000 subscribers, about 25% are actually going to open your email. So as much time as you put into your email, the reality is only about 25% of people are going to actually click and open it. Then from there, that's 250 people. Another 20% might go on further and engage with the content. Maybe they've clicked and looked on your website, or maybe they're now, looking at the different items that you have in regards to your online store. From there, 50% might say, oh my goodness, I want this item and I'm going to purchase it. So maybe you had a book for sale or some type of product, some t-shirts, some food, a fancy gourmet salt. Only about 50% of that number. So you went from 250 to 50. Now 25 people are saying, I actually want to buy something. Of that 25, about 5 are going to say, you know what? Someone pulled my attention. Maybe the dog needed to be walked, or my phone start ringing. And so they might abandon their cart and never come back. So now we're down to 20 people that are actually going to buy from you. So you can see how 1,000 email subscribers goes to 20 people, which is about a 2% conversion rate. So I wanted to level set that expectation, because we think that we're just going to sell to everyone, and then in the process we, get defeated. No, that's the reality. Only about 2% might convert. So it's important that you continue to build your email list. You want to make sure that you are cultivating a strong community. Keep your clients engaged, keep them warm, send them content that is relevant to them. One of the strongest ways to build confidence is by knowing remaining curious, understanding what exactly they need. Many times I hear business owners says, hey, if I build it, they will come. That mentality is not true. That is not a sales strategy. You can build that website and no one actually shops on it. So you have to be much more effective than that. Selling is about pitching the right offer to the right people at the right time. I'm gonna say it again. Selling is all about pitching the right offer to the right people at the right time. An example of this, let's think about what just happened for our Miami soccer team. It was one phenomenal soccer player that has now just, oh my goodness, it's become like revolutionary here in Miami. Tickets went from being like $20 all the way to $600+. The t-shirts, I mean, are flying off the shelves. The seats in the stadium are completely packed because of this one soccer player. All of you know who I'm talking about. It is all about pitching the right offer to the right people at the right time. And you have to think about that in your business. When you're dealing with potential consumers, let's say you're face-to-face at a pop-up event, don't hide. Don't hide behind the table. Get out, interact with your consumers, whether they buy from you or not. They're going to provide clues about what you should do next. Tell them about your great product and make sure that you have marketing assets so they know how to stay in touch with you. So let's talk about how do you overcome rejection in these last few moments that we have together. Rejection is a part of the sales process. You cannot take it personal, even though you might have been a part of, designing that product and someone for whatever reason does not like it. It can hurt you to your core, but it is a part of the process. But let me tell you, it's important to listen and understand why WHY are the most powerful, is one of the most powerful words in the sales process. Why? Why did they not decide to buy that product? Why did they decide to buy that product? What was the root cause of them not wanting it? Was it the wrong color? Was it the wrong shade? Was it the wrong seasoning in the food? Did it not have good flavor? Was the shirt scratchy and itchy and not comfortable? It is important that as you are discovering why people might not want something, that you are thinking of different content to mitigate overcoming those frequent objections that you might hear. What do I mean by that? You think about a wedding photographer. Someone might say, man, that is too expensive. That's a rejection. Right? So a wedding photographer will need to, or a maternity photographer, think about playing up the emotions of that moment. This is a once in a lifetime event. The only thing that you're going to have after that wedding are your photos. You'll never get that first 24 hours with your baby or when you're 38 weeks and you're beautiful and glowing. This is the time to make the investment into these pictures. So you want to be able to talk through those common rejections that you hear. Maybe you heard someone say, oh, I can just buy this on Amazon and get it for cheaper. I actually had a client who said that about shoes that she sells. She says, you know what, Amazon, they can just buy it on Amazon. But let me tell you what they can't buy. They can't buy the trust that they have in you. They can't buy, specifically in this example, the customer service experience that she's providing. She provides repair for the shoes. She makes sure that there is a fitting for the shoe so that she's fitting the right shoe on that foot. So that's something that you can't get on Amazon. If let's say you are a coach or a consultant and you have a digital course and someone might say, oh, I can just kind of learn all this on my own, which I actually had someone. There's so many free classes. I can just learn this on my own. Focus on the value of the transformation that you're going to provide and also the speed. So let's say you have a cake decorating class. You can say, you know what? You can learn to make money in 5 days by learning how to decorate a cake. You're not going to get that from any other digital course but this. So focus on the transformation. Understand what the common objections are. Don't turn a blind side to what people are saying they are objecting, because you want to be able to have things on your website that talk about these common objections, or on your email campaigns. Okay. Also use benefit-driven language. And what do I mean by that? You want to take all of the technical terms out of the language when you're using your sales pitch. It's so easy for us to talk in our individual industry language. So for instance, going back to the retail products or the retail solutions for this skin studio, they might say, oh, this product has vitamin C and vitamin E and hyaluronic acid. What does that even mean? That might be a feature, but what is the value of that? The value is it gets below the skin level and allows you to have brighter, younger looking skin. Oh, okay, that I understand. So make sure that you're using benefit-driven language, not just telling me what the features are, right? When you think about a vacuum cleaner, nobody wants a vacuum cleaner. They want a clean floor. So talk about in your sales pitch about how effectively the floors will be cleaned. When you think about, and I've used this example before, when Apple came out with the iPod, they didn't say, hey, this is an 1,000 gigabyte device that is an MP3 and has all this storage space. No, they just simply said, you have 1,000 songs in your pocket. And if you were the person who was waiting by the radio to turn on the boombox to record your favorite song, then you understand that having 1,000 songs in your pocket had great value. So make sure you're using benefit-driven language. It's going to help you feel more confident in the sales process. Provide social proof. Nothing provides more confidence than when someone has said, this is the best product ever and the reason why, and you want to pass that along. So whether you have a case study or, for instance, with a skin studio before and after photos, you can have reviews, Yelp reviews, Google reviews. You can talk about your transformation. You can talk about different testimonials. Another social proof is who has trusted you already. So for instance, there is one of my clients, she's a TEDx speaker, and she uses that as her social proof. Some people will say that's her street cred. She has complete credibility because the moment someone hears, I was a TEDx speaker, it's like, oh my gosh. So provide that social proof. And then the other thing is to make sure of the timing. I went through the purchasing journey for you to understand the timing. You should not be trying to sell something in the awareness phase. People are just trying to understand who you are and what you do and the value that you're going to provide. So understanding the timing is important in building confidence. Upselling. It is so much easier to sell to someone who has already bought from you. So that's why when you are online and you're buying, it'll say people that chose this product have also bought. And let's say you were just there for a pair of pants, and my goodness, now you have the t-shirt that matches. Why does that happen? Because it's easier to sell to you once you've already made a decision that this is the business that I'm going to trust. It's the right moment. Whenever you're trying to sell to a new customer, you might have a 5 to 20% conversion, meaning you're closing that sale and they're going to buy from you. But if it's an existing customer, that number goes up to 60 to 70% conversion. So upsell. Maybe they came in just to buy item X, but you're going to offer item Y and Z as well. And you can see that you might sell more items. So as we wrap this up, it's important for you to, number one, have a positive mindset. It is not about you pushing something on someone. You are providing value. You're providing a solution for someone's problem. So switch your mindset in regards to selling. When I did that, it made a huge difference in the way that I interacted with potential clients. Number two, make sure that you're segmenting your target audience. Everyone is not your potential client or your ideal client. You need to continue to narrow down who you are going to focus on. And any one of our consultants can really help you with that. Number 3, address the common rejections. It's a part of the sales process. Get in front of it. Be proactive, not reactive. So if someone is like, oh, this is too expensive, how do you change their language to saying, this is an investment. This is play up on the emotions of the moment, whatever the rejection is. And I kind of went through those examples. And then just have fun. Nothing is more contagious than having a positive attitude and having fun. If you've lost the fun of your business, go back to your why. Go back to your vision statement. Why are you even doing this? What sparked that ingenuity and innovation in the first place? Go back to that and let that be what your consumers see. So at this time, if there's any questions, I know that Jesus will join us again. I hope this was helpful.
All right, Rosalind, I have some questions for you.
Mhm.
What are good ways to create digital content to have subscribers?
It depends on what thank you for that question. It depends on what your business is. If you are a thought leader, an expert in any type of way, so let's just say if you're in professional services like accounting or a consultant or a life coach, or an educator in some way, you want to really focus on providing resources that will talk to your target audience. So your blog, if you're focused on leadership, you talk things about leadership, different books that you recommend. But it depends on what it is that you are selling.
It's in retail.
Retail, but what specific item? And then that.
Hair extensions, beauty products.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case, then you just talk about different types of hair. Maybe there's different products that you recommend. You've engaged with different clients and they're looking to you to understand what products work best. I know when I go to get hair products, I am overwhelmed at how many are out there. So maybe just have a resource of these are the top 10 products that you need to have beautiful, shiny, healthy hair. Yeah.
Okay. How do I do a magnet lead?
Yes, if you have a website, the person that is hosting your website, all you have to do is create, it could be a Google Doc and you save it as a PDF, and whoever has your website is able to put it as a pop-up. And then from there, they are able to put in their information and be able to allow you to see who has downloaded whatever, whether it's an ebook or a PDF, a checklist, and you're able to get that email and then add them to your email list. There are a lot of different technology systems that will do that. You could have Hootsuite, you can have Salesforce, you can have, there's all different types that you can have in regards to being able to put a pop-up that can contain your lead magnet.
Okay. If your business is located outside of the South Florida region, I have my email address in the chat. So that I'll be more than happy to connect you with your local small business resource. And then I have another question for you, Rosalind.
Yes.
Okay. Is it okay to ask for 5-star reviews or just ask them to leave a review?
Yeah. Listen, I ask if I know that someone has come to me and say, hey, I really liked, like I just did an event on Friday and there were a lot of people like, oh my gosh, this is the best ever and da, da, da. I specifically will say, can you leave a 5-star review? Because I already know that they're in a great place. But no, obviously, if you don't know who the person is and you're just sending, it out to all of your subscribers to your email, then you can just say, would you consider leaving us a review so other people can discover our services? That's a
As a
great question.
nonprofit, is it a bad thing to ask for donations on LinkedIn and on Facebook?
Absolutely not. Listen, you are providing value in the community and many people want to tap into that. Ask. I mean, that call to action of donate, learn more about us. Absolutely. That's a great question. You should definitely ask.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to be a long inquiry. Okay.
Mhm.
Should I stop selling at the first no?
No. Let me tell you why. No is the first part of a negotiation. Do not stop at no. I want you to continue to ask questions to understand why that person might be saying no. But listen, I wouldn't be here if I stopped at no. Never stop at no, unless you've tried numerous times and they need to, it might be the wrong timing, it might not be the right offer. So you need to really understand why they are saying no, and learn, listen to all of you who are listening, learn to read the room, right? If someone is saying like they really are uncomfortable maybe with the offer, it's not the right time, they just don't have the investment right there, it's okay. It might be no, or it might be not yet. So remain curious to understand why.
Okay. We are importers, architects, and interior designers for kitchens, closets, bathrooms, furnitures. What happens if we cannot charge for design, if no one else in the competition charges for design? If no one else in the competition charges, we can be working for years and then they will not buy because of the different reasons. One of them is price. How do you deal with that?
Okay, so you asked about the design, you're not charging for the design, but if you're custom designing something, my question would be, why wouldn't you charge?
Yeah. So it's like many do not want to pay for a design fee that will get deducted from the total price.
Okay. I think it's important to understand why. They might be saying price, but what is underneath that? If you're coming up, you need to talk about value more. It sounds like in that circumstance, what is the value of you designing this for them? As you talk about value, many times we just start in talking about price, but until someone understands the value, you should not have a conversation about price. Talk about your value first, and then talk about price. And then understand, are you pitching to the wrong audience? So if you're constantly getting people who will not, be able to pay this fee, maybe you're just casting your net to the wrong audience. And there should be more market research to understand that you're actually pitching. Remember how I said the right people, the right offer at the right time. Because you said this has gone on for years. So, yeah. I would love for you to talk with a consultant.
Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any additional questions. So I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. But once again, this is a recorded webinar. So all participants will be receiving today's presentation, recording, along with the upcoming events that we have in the next 2 weeks, from the workshops that Startup FI Procurement has, branches, that definitely is additional tools for your toolbox for continuous growth of your business. But at the same time, you have great business consultants, all working in one big project to assisting you, once again, the small business owners. So definitely, if there's any additional questions, concerns, don't hesitate. We're more than happy to assist you. Feel free to email us and we'll be more than happy to guide you. And I just got one last question for you, Roslyn. I have been told no after asking what. Okay, let me go from scratch. I've been asking no. I've been told no after asking, would they like a juice sample? If they ask, do you mind telling me why you said no? They said they don't know why. They just said, I asked them to try and then they buy. So it's good to ask why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems that they are not buying anything. You're just asking them if they want a sample. And so take it at face value. Maybe they just don't want a sample right then. Maybe they just don't want juice. It's like the person that is trying to spritz you when you go and into the stores and the cosmetic and fragrances, and they're trying to spritz you, and you're like, no, just take it at face value. It might just be, no, I don't want a juice right now. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. So that's
Yeah.
all the questions that we have. But like I said, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar. And like I said, anything that we could do to assist you, we're an email, phone call, and a consulting session away. So thank you and have a good day. Take care, everyone.